Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is? Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And a very warm welcome if you just joined me on my channel, Niges View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. What I would like to do is talk about this blue object under the sun yet again, and show you the findings that I've come across. Then I would like to show you some evidence that speaks for itself, and I think it is very, very convincing. So let's get on with it. Let's review the footage, and as you can see, we've got our sun, we've got our blue object with a ring round it, we've got our red lens flare, we've got our white object in here, and we've got our black object in here. And as you can see, the camera has gone nuts. Anybody else sort of like suffering with that sort of symptom? If you let me know down in the comment section down below, it'd be really, really appreciated. And the first thing that I found after reviewing the footage is this blue ring happens to lay on top of this lamppost. This means that this is a reflection. No, it's not a lens flare. Yes, it is there, and I am going to prove that to you very, very shortly. But this black object here is a reflection, I believe, of either this or something else. And as you can see, you've got the petal effect just there. We've got our blue object just here, and it doesn't move away from the sun. It stays exactly where it is. Where the lens flare, when you move the camera right, it goes left. When you move the camera left, it goes right, and up goes down, and down goes up. And as you can see, the petal effect does exactly the same thing. And then we know how lens flares move. Let's talk about what lens flares actually are. So if you were to point a camera up in the sky where there's no sun, you would not get a reflection. So if you point it towards the sun, you're going to get a sun flare. If you point it to the moon, you're going to get a moon flare. You need an object there to produce a flare. The flare does tell a story if you actually read the flare. If we point our camera at the moon, we get a white lens flare. If we point it at the sun, we're getting a red lens flare. That in itself should ring alarm bells for everybody. We've got a white object, as I said before, just there, and we've got a black object, which I believe to be a reflection of this object just here. So if we're getting a red lens flare, what colour is our sun? Our sun is not red, it's yellow. So what is this object that's been reflected? It can only be two things. It's got to be either the sun simulator, or it's got to be a red object by or close to the sun reflecting back. Because if it was our sun, it would be yellow. Right, let's very quickly look at another clip, and as you can see straight off the bat, we got our blue object here. I'm going to explain. Don't get all excited. We got our lens flare here. We got our lens petal effect left and right. This blue object's been there for at least 2 weeks that I know of. You're going to go, whoa, Nigel, you're pulling me leg. It's in front of a building. It's got to be a lens flare. Well, first things first, I don't need to do a finger test. But what I'm going to tell you is a reflection or a reflection from something up in space. How far? Not really too sure. Where it is, you're going to get to see in 1 second. Let's very, very quickly have a look at the video and talk it through. And as you can see, we got our lens flare, we got the blue ring that goes around the blue object, the petals move, and we got a van coming up on the left hand side. But one thing's consistent about this blue object, it doesn't move, and it goes in front of the van. Right, Now it's time to have a look at the proof. I would like to thank Scott from the Nibiru channel Planet X 2016 for letting me use this picture. Really appreciate it, brother. And also the subscriber that sent it in to you. I'll leave the links in the description box down below for the video and Scott's channel. And here we have a screenshot from the video. It comes from the NASA live stream. Links in the description box down below so you can find the video. And this needs no introduction in any way, shape or form. But let's go through it. 7 o'clock position at the sun. We've got our blue object that's been reflected or refracted, and we can see that from the Earth. Also in this picture we have a planet object just here. We've got another planet object just here. We've also, or it I believe to be another planet object just here. We have another planet object just here. And have we got another planet object just there? Or is that a reflection or a refraction of this object here? And as you notice, it's got lines on it. Looks like Jupiter with the bands. Anyway, let's stick this into GIMP editing software, just like PaintShop Pro. It's free, it's on the internet, so it allows you to play with your pictures and break them down just like I'm going to do right now. Let's have a look. And now we've opened our picture in GIMP, it makes it easier to play with the picture and see exactly what we can get out of it. And the first thing what I would like to do is do auto equalize and see what we get. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that one certainly didn't. So let's go to colours and do brightness and contrast and see if it makes any difference at all. It brings the picture out just a little bit more defined, and as you can see, you certainly get more definition. Let's just zoom into the picture. We're at 50% now. Let's go to 100%, and straight away we can see a great big difference. This object here is totally more defined. You can see there's a ridge around the outside, and this looks like it's a crater. Now, Crisis Actor is doing some great videos and doing some great work. I'd like to thank him very much. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. 2 videos ago he caught exactly the same thing, planets with craters. But anyway, let's get back to this picture, and as you can see, we've got our object here and we've got a ring around the outside, and this translates into that blue ring that we can see from the Earth. And right in the center, I don't know how well it's going to translate onto video, you can see that there is a white dot, and that is going to be the blue dot we get to see from Earth. And it's really just a matter of playing with the brightness, the contrast, or what other controls you have got until you come up with a decent picture. And it's sometimes it's very quick, and sometimes it's extremely hard. And I think I'm going to have a great big problem trying to get any definition on these 2 items here. But you can see there is another spherical object by the sun there, or the sky disk, or the sun simulator, or whatever you like to call it. It makes no difference. There are objects here. You can't deny these objects in any way, shape or form. They're not camera abnormalities. This might be a lens flare or a reflection or a refraction, but it's still an object in space. But I believe this possibly to be a planet, but who knows. Right, let's cancel this off. And if we go to levels, and what we can do, we can move things about here. We can reduce the brightness of the sun. It's very much like brightness and contrast. Like I say, it's all a matter of playing with the controls until we get exactly what we're after. And this is well more defined now, and you can see the colours, they sort of like stand out. You got your grey, you got your blue, you got your grey, you got your blue, you got your grey, and you got a big crater just there, and you can see there's a round object there. And this one has become just that little bit more defined. If we push OK, and let's try doing brightness and contrast and see what comes up now. And this can be a combination of doing many different filters to get exactly what you're after. And let's go to levels one more time and see if we can get any more definition on this at all. You can see it's being lit by the sun, or the sun simulator. You can clearly see there seems to be a massive big crater. I really do think that this picture from this video shows you exactly everything you need to see. There are objects in space, the camera's not faulty, they're not lens flares, they're there. But people will still disagree with me. It's for you to make your own mind up, but you've got to ask yourself this one question: why are we right on the edge of a war? Very convenient. Much love, much peace, stay safe, be prepared.